God said to me, I have to focus on myself. I have to love myself. I have to care for myself. It's out of the abundance of the love that I have in my heart for myself that I can love someone else. And it was like a miracle that happened in my life. Like there was a 360 degrees turn around. I turned around. I turned the love that I have for every other person, for my husband, for my son, for my siblings, every other person, and I focus it on myself. Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Feminine and Purposeful. My name is Patience Godswill. If you're seeing this space for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Do not make it your last. Please subscribe to my channel and be part of all we do here. And to my old subscribers, thank you for always coming back. Every other person in your life is number two. You are the number one person. But you see, the mistake we make as women most times, or as the feminine gender generally, because generally or naturally, the female always, she's a caregiver. She always feels the need to, care for people in her life. She's either caring for her husband, or she's caring for her children, or she's caring for her friends, or her parents, or her siblings. She always have love enough to give out. But I realized something, that I love people out of the abundance of the love that I have in my heart. I cannot love you more than I love me. That's how it is. If my husband is watching this video, sorry, sir. I love me more than I love you. Yes, because there used to be that time in my life where I battled low self-esteem. I battled self-confidence for years. Even as a young child growing up, I battled with low self-esteem. I was always scared of people. I was always afraid to talk. In my primary up to my secondary, a teacher asks a question, I know the answer, but I'm always scared to say something. Even among people, once there's a conversation that involves people contributing, I have something to say, but somehow I'm always scared. I'm always scared to make contributions. I won't really say I knew where that issue started from, but I knew that it started from, I wouldn't really say I knew exactly what happened, to bring me to that point, but I knew that right from childhood, I was not really a people person. I was not a public person. I was an introvert, and I'm still an introvert, but I was in that space where I was always not comfortable having too many people around me. And unfortunately for me, I'm married to an outgoing man, a man who is a people person, a man who is a public speaker, a man who is never afraid to have conversations with people. So I think that getting married to my husband helped me to some extent, because I'm married to a pastor, for those of you that don't know. Then we began to do ministry, and ministry has a way of exposing you, because somehow, one way or the other, you come in contact with people. But you see, even when people used to visit us in those days, when I first got married, I would serve them, leave them with my husband, and go back inside. Like I always have a way of dodging people, or staying away from people, staying away from conversations. I don't really know what happened, but I found out that was the space I was in. But as we began to do ministry, as we began to interact with people, as I began to mount the pulpit, to lead prayer, to teach the word, and all of that, it was quite helpful. It was quite helpful, even though I was still scared, but I became more outgoing. Like, I will still be scared, but I will still relate with people anyhow. But as much as I can, I dodge away from people. But while we were on, while life continued, God gave me a vision, the vision for the feminine and purposeful. Initially, it was the purposeful woman, but I later changed it. Years later, I changed it to feminine and purposeful. And while that vision came, I realized that I began to interface closely with people, especially women. I began to talk with women, and all of that, even though I've had some betrayals. I've had a lot of betrayals, especially from women, which at a point also made me to close up. I close up. I became so scared of women, especially. Like I do everything possible to just stay away from women. But I knew that it can't be for long, like it can't, because you can't be having a women ministry and then you're staying away from women. Then what kind of ministry are you having? So in one way or the other, I was still relating with women, and then it began to influence my esteem. It began to influence the way I relate with people, the way I open up. I became more outgoing, even though I'm still an introvert. I'm still melancholy by temperament, but I began to interact more closely with people. But what influenced this video today is what I see in the lives of women, especially what I see in the feminine gender, in the lives of young girls. Even if a woman is hurting, she still seek to give out love. You see a woman is hurting, but she's going all out to love her boyfriend, to give love to her husband. And it just occurred to me that you cannot give what you don't have. The reason why you're still hurting, the reason why you're having problem in your relationship is because you're trying to give out what you don't have. I'm telling you, the best kind of love is self-love. And the moment you begin to focus on yourself, you begin to love yourself, you begin to give yourself the attention, you heal faster, and then you have enough to give out to those who are around you. I love my husband, but I'm telling you, I kid you not, I'm in the place where I love myself more, because there used to be that time in my life where I was seeking so much from my husband. I was seeking a lot of attention from my husband. I wasn't getting that attention because, of course, he has his life to live. So I was seeking for attention. I was seeking for love. So it was affecting my mental health. It was affecting my spiritual life. It was affecting me in every way. I got to the point where I was so depressed. I was depressed that people around me were suffering from it, and I realized that it was affecting my relationship with my husband. It was pushing him far and far away from me. And God helped me. God brought me to the point where God said to me, I have to focus on myself. I have to love myself. I have to care for myself. It's out of the abundance of the love that I have in my heart for myself that I can love someone else. And it was like a miracle that happened in my life. Like there was a 360 degrees turn around. I turned around. I turned the love that I have for every other person, for my husband, for my son, for my siblings, every other person, and I focused it on myself. I'm telling you, those who are close to me, my husband, he testified that something happened, that there's a change that is happening in my life. I stopped nagging at my husband. I stopped making trouble. I stopped asking for his attention. Even if he doesn't call me in a day, it's not a problem to me. I'm not saying, oh, my relationship, like I have to not care about my marriage or not care about people that are in my life. But I knew that I had to pay attention to myself. So I began to pay attention on myself. I began to work out. I began to, take time to fast and pray, read, study the word of God. I began to have self-care, beauty care. I began to take care, skincare. I began to pay attention to my routines, my skincare routines, my daily routines. I would take myself out, I would gift myself. I would buy myself gifts. And the moment I began to do that, I realized something. Apart from the fact that I began to not have problem with my husband or love my husband more, I realized my dreams, my purpose became clearer. Yes, my purpose became clearer. Let me tell you, you become selfish to your time, you become selfish to your generation or to people around you when you don't care for yourself. Because selfishness is not you caring for yourself. Selfishness is trying to care for other people when you don't care enough for yourself. So the moment you begin to care for yourself, you build enough stamina, you build enough strength, you build enough mental strength, spiritual strength, physical strength. You gather enough to begin to give, to others. So, and the scripture became so real to me that you love your neighbor as you love yourself. So it means that when you love yourself, you have enough strength to be able to love yourself. I'm in that space where I'm absolutely in love with myself. I might not really be there yet like I desire to be, because I need to make more money, because more money helps me to love myself the more. I'll take myself out on vacation, take myself for shopping, and all of that. I need a lot of resources to actually be there, to be in that place where I really need to be. For example, I need a camera for my work that I'm doing. I need a laptop. I need lighting. I need a studio. I need a lot of things to really help me get focused. Help me to grow in what I'm doing, or to be, to have more result in what I'm doing. But where I am right now, I'm very happy. I'm absolutely happy with myself. I'm happy with my husband. And I realized that because I'm happy with myself, because I love myself, because I am my own best gift, I realized that I love my husband the more. I realized I have more love to give to my husband. I realized I have less problem with my husband. It's not as if we don't argue at all. Once in a while we still argue about one or two things, but I am in that space where I am happy, I am comfortable. I have a better relationship with my husband. I have a better relationship with my son. I have a better relationship with my siblings. I have a better relationship with people around me. I have a better relationship with God. I have a better relationship with God, because I used to be, because I didn't love myself then. I used to be in that space where I was angry at God. I would always, I grudge. I don't pray. When I go to God, I don't thank him. I don't appreciate him. I go to God grumbling. I go to God grudging. I always feel like life is not fair to me. But I'm telling you, it's not as if right now I have more money. It's not as if right now I have everything that I needed at hands. But truthfully, I am in that space where I am absolutely happy. So if you're just listening to me, I'd like you to know that you're the best gift that you can ever have. You're your own best gift. Love yourself, take care of yourself, work out, eat the right meal, have a better relationship with God, and it will begin to show in your circle of relationship. I hope I've said a thing or two that has elevated your spirit, that have helped you to be a better version of yourself. This is Feminine and Purposeful. Please like this video, comment, share, and subscribe if you have not. And I will see you again in my next. Bye-bye.